Okay. Well, my name's Raquel Salas. I live here in Plano, Texas. I'm a Southern California transplant. I've been here for about going on 10 years. I'm a registered nurse. I've been working here, like I said, for the last 9 years, raising my children here. They finally grown out the house. But, I got to that point to where, like I said, I love my career, but I'm realizing that I'm at that place where I feel a little bit stuck. I feel like I can do so much more with the talents that I have, but the resources, the finances are limited when you have 3 kids that are young adults. I came to the conclusion or the realization that the money doesn't stop leaking out, that it even goes up higher. I was married and divorced, so raised them for a bigger part of their lives on my own. So financially, it's like a constant. And I just want to have an opportunity to be able to help them get their start off in life and still do some different things without constantly be looking at the bank account and where things are going and then worrying about my future and how I'm going to be taken care of once I'm not working anymore.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much. I love it. Basically, it sounds like you want to leave a legacy for them.
Right, definitely.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Raquel. I appreciate you for sharing. And then how about T? I have T Jackson.
Tierra.
Okay, hey Tierra. Yeah, I wasn't sure because it wasn't written out, so I was like, wait, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've probably made this before and just put in T Jackson, or I don't know if they put that for me. But yeah, so Tierra, I'm located in Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
I graduated in May 2018, so I'm like a year from school. I got my MBA in Ohio, and so now I'm working in a position that I don't really like, but it is good for now. So I've always been interested in investing, but just haven't really had the time to like do it because of school. So now, that I'm kind of settled with my position, just looking for different ways to invest or side hustles, making money, so I can start off strong, as a young professional and a young adult. So.
Yay! I'm so proud of you. Like, this is good. You're getting in while you're young, so you have so much time to actually like let this work for you and go in the right direction. You are on the right path. Welcome.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome to the course. And who would like to go next? I see Sam. If you're talking, you have to take your phone off of mute. And if Sam can't go, I see Kyla and Chris. Oh, okay. Sam says he's having computer problems. Okay, no worries. But at least you can hear us, so that's good. Kyla and Chris, what about you guys? I'm not sure who's on. It just says Kyla and Chris. Okay, good. And Sam says he can see and hear me. How about we'll go to, how about Kelly? Kelly, can you hear us? I think it seems like you took your phone off of mute, but we can't hear you right now. Okay, hey, okay, good. I can see your picture. We can see your video. Hey, Kelly. Nope, we can't hear you yet. Not yet. On your computer, can you check to see if you've muted yourself? Okay, Kelly says he'll keep working on the sound. Sounds good. And then in the meantime, Kendra, would you like to introduce yourself? Okay. And Kelly, I think yours might be working now. I heard yours. And then
Okay.
Kendra, yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay. Hi, my name's Kelly. I'm currently in Guantanamo, Cuba. Just looking for another stream of income, get a more solid understanding of trading stocks. I mean, I do some, but it's kind of like with one of those platforms that does it automatically. Those robo-advisors. So I want to be able to learn, do it on my own, possibly make a better profit than what they're doing for me.
Yes, that's great. And you're so right, because the auto advisors, they probably will bring you about 3, maybe 5% in your returns, but you could do better than that. You can do that within a month or more, or less time when you're trading yourself. So I'm excited for you to join. That's great. That's great, Kelly. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And then you guys in the chat, Kendra says that her mic isn't working, but she's super excited to get started. She says, I'm a real estate investor, but I know nothing about making money in the stock market. So that is wonderful. And then Kendra is out of DC area in Washington. So that is wonderful. Thank you, Kendra, for joining the call today. So excited to have you on. And then Brittany. Oh, okay. And then Kyla also says, sorry, we don't have a mic. We're a married couple who retired early, and we're super excited to learn another way to expand our means. Wonderful. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the class. Oh, okay. Sam is Samantha. Okay, wonderful. Hey, Samantha. She says, I'm near Austin, Texas. Wonderful. And then Samantha, do you want to say why you decided to join the class in the chat too? And then I saw Trinae and Brittany. Okay. She says, I'm ready to learn your course and quit my job. You guys can see all this in the chat box too. And then what about Brittany and Trinae? Would you all like to introduce yourselves? We're introducing ourselves first. Then I'm going to show you guys some stuff about the content, and then I'll open up for just questions. So it's a real informal call tonight. Brittany, you might still, if you're talking, you might still be on mute. I'm going to unmute you. Brittany, can you hear us? Okay. Trinae, what about you? You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, can you hear me?
Wait, which one is that? Is that Brittany or Trinae?
No, this is Trinae. How you doing?
Oh, hey, I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I thought I was really late because I just got the message. Okay, so I'm trying to this is new. Zoom is new to me, so I'm not sure how to work it.
No worries. Are you on your phone or your computer?
I'm on my phone, but I didn't video out because I'm ready for bed, child. I look a hot mess, so I don't want y'all to see me like this.
That is totally fine. So we're doing intros of who you are. And by the way, y'all, Trinae is part of my family. So, hey.
Hey, girl, wait, I'm trying to catch on to the train. My name is Trinae Prosser. I live in Austin. I am 56. And when I thought about how long I'd have to continue to work before I could retire and leave a legacy for my children, I figured I better jump on this because Social Security may not be there by the time I hit 67 because I can't do 65. I have to do 67. And so as I've been watching you for the last month, every time you have a video, I was like, girl, you can learn this. So here I are.
Hey, well, thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited to have you. It's so nice when my family is supporting me. And y'all, my family, they pay for the class just like everybody else. So I'm so excited. Just when my family's like, no, I'm getting this too. You're not the only one that's going to get this knowledge.
Right.
Awesome. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the call. So my name
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh yes, is that Brittany?
It is. I'm so sorry. I'm new to Zoom too, just like Trinae. And I'm like, wait, how does this work?
No,
Um,
go
uh,
ahead.
oh no, I'm sorry I'm late. I just recently got Zoom downloaded on my phone. So my name is Brittany. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And Terry, I've been watching you on Erica Williams' platform, and I was just like, I have to try and have to learn how to start investing. I'm 30 years old, and I'm just trying to kind of save up to start investing in real estate, and try to build kind of a portfolio now. So I'm excited.
Yay! Now, two of you guys are in Chicago. I'll be in Chicago July 13th through the 20-something. So if y'all are in town, I'd love to see you. Maybe we can go
Oh,
out to
great.
eat or something.
Yes, sounds great.
Yay! I absolutely love Chicago. So I actually have a rental property in Chicago, and I'll be attending. My friend Rashana is having a bus tour, so I'm gonna attend her bus tour to see if I can invest in some more real estate there. So super, super excited. I absolutely love Chicago. It's my heart. I love it. Okay, well, anybody else? Am I missing anyone else? Let's make sure. Did everybody get a chance to introduce themselves? I think so. Okay, cool. Well, you guys know me. I'm Teri Gioma, and I've been investing for 9 years. When I was first starting to invest, I didn't have any training. So I was trying to learn everything on my own. And although I kind of pieced together some things, I realized once I got some education that there was a much better way to trade. Like, you need to have a 7-step strategy. Well, it doesn't have to necessarily be 7 steps, but you need to have a trading plan that tells you when you're actually going to trade and when you won't. And I didn't have any kind of trading plan like that before. So one of the biggest things that I want you guys to come out of this course with is a trading plan. And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody back. You guys can mute yourselves too. Looks like everybody is muted. So that is the big, like, that's where we're heading. As you start the class, I'm going to teach you how to open an account. Then we'll go into risk management. How do you protect yourself? Then the next class, we're going to talk about my trading plan, and we're going to start learning charts. But just know, like, you're not going to be done and know how to trade until you get through to really understanding and being able to complete that trading plan. So that's where we're heading. And let me show you my screen. I'm going to actually show you the course and kind of walk you through my rationale of why I did it the way I did, so that as you're going through it, you'll know, like, oh yeah, she told us about this. All right. Okay, can you guys see my screen? It should be this one that says Intro to the Stock Market Class Curriculum. Can y'all see that? Yeah, okay, good. And I'm gonna make our videos a little smaller so that you can see me. Okay, and I'm looking to the side just because I have a second screen, but I'm still here. So let me just walk you through the first class that you'll take when you're coming into my course is this one that's called Intro to the Stock Market. And my rationale behind this one is, when you first learn about investing, you have to learn all the basics. So what does the vocabulary mean? What does, like, why was there actually a stock market created? So in the very first introduction, you'll hear a little bit about me. I'll introduce myself, tell you my story. But then this next part, we'll talk about what the stock market is. So it's like a basic understanding of the stock market. But we also talk about how the stock market is just like any other market. So it's just like the fish market in Australia, just like the cloth market in Nigeria. You have a product, and then you have buyers and sellers, and they're negotiating for the product. That's what the stock market is too. Back in the day when it was created, if you guys can just think, they had real stock, like real cattle, real wheat, real things that you would hold on to, and you had buyers and sellers. And it turned into this thing that's electronic now, but on the back end, the system is still the same. You just have buyers and sellers negotiating on a stock price. You have to understand that concept to understand the rest of the course. I think a lot of people think of the stock market like they're going into the grocery store, and whatever price is listed up there, they just buy it at that price. But that's not how the stock market really is. This is a negotiation. So I want you guys to just know that. Then we go into how do you fund your account. This section tells you about what to look for in a broker, but I honestly think take the guesswork out for yourself and just, if you don't have an account already, open a TradeStation account. They've given our students so many discounts. So we get trades for 1 cent per share. We get our monthly fees waived. Usually, TradeStation is usually for really professional traders. So they usually charge like $100 a month. They've waived that for my students. And 20% of what your commissions are every month, they will refund you until you've paid off the cost of my class. So they will literally refund you 100% of what you paid for the course. And you don't have to do anything extra on your side to get those discounts. They'll know, because I send them a list of my students, they'll know who's coming through my program. So I encourage you, if you can, to just open a TradeStation account. And you'll notice that brokerage also works with all the things I'm going to teach you. So like the exit types that I teach you, those can all be done in TradeStation. The next thing that I'll talk to you about is picking good companies. So one of the biggest mistakes I see people make is they start off by picking the wrong company. And then they feel like, well, I don't understand why I lost money. Well, why were you investing in that company? And I think the truth is, a lot of us have been taught trend trading, like, oh, whatever product you use, just go invest in that product. But sometimes those products don't have good stocks to trade. For example, all of last year, not all of last year, but a good portion of last year, Facebook stock was going down because of the investigations they were under. So that wouldn't have been the best stock to trade, even if you always use Facebook. Another thing would be Ford cars. I loved my first car. It was a Ford Focus. But at the same time, Ford cars, like the stock, doesn't trade very well. So I need to teach you how to pick good companies, and that's what I do here. And then at the end of this very first class, you're going to have your account open by now. You're going to know how to pick good companies. I'm going to want you to take some trades. And no, you're not going to be an expert by the end of this first class. You're probably going to lose some money. That's okay. Like, my goal for you in this first class, when I'm telling you to take these trades, is just to get used to the buttons. Press buy, press sell. Let's see what happens. But if you never take a trade, then you won't get good. So I need you to just try taking some trades in this part. I'm going to tell you like how to use the buttons, what to do. And each one of these you'll see has homework assignments. I want you to do the homework. So here where it says create your watch list, email it to me. I actually do look at the watch list. Sometimes I might be a little busy, so give me some grace, maybe a little delay in the response, but I pay attention to what you guys send me. So do the homework. And then I've been doing live group coaching calls now for the summer cohort. Is going to be my 4th cohort. So we have tons of group coaching calls. So I decided to put 2 of the recordings here in the here in the curriculum. So definitely try to watch this first group coaching call, because it's very good on like where we're going in the course. And then also watch this one too. We actually have a guest speaker on this one. Our partner at TradeStation, Corey, he comes on to the group call on number 2. So that's where we're going, an intro to the stock market. Any questions on this one before I go to risk management? Any questions? Let me look at the chat. It looks like somebody had something in the chat. Okay, Sam says, how often do I update the curriculum? Every time I go through. So every cohort, I'm usually updating something. So some of it you'll see was probably from like October of last year, but every time I add in some new stuff. So yeah, what you see is the most up-to-date things that I really do feel. But great question. All right, so now the next portion is risk management for traders. So this portion, I tell you my biggest mistake in trading. So when you get to this section, I won't even spoil it for you, but I lost a lot of money on one of my trades. And I did it overnight. Like literally, I was having like this wonderful day, and then all of a sudden I looked at my account and I was like, are you serious right now? So I tell you about that in this first part in the stories. And then we go through and I tell you about all the mistakes that I made to get to that place and then the solution. So right here we talk about managing your reward to risk. I bought some things at their all-time highs. Then we talk about the proper quantity size. I thought I was going to get rich, so I bought a ton of shares. Don't do that. And there's some there's some formulas I can give you to make sure you don't do that. Then we talk about setting targets and having an exit, like a stop loss in place to protect yourself. I didn't have that in place. And so when it fell, there was nothing to stop it, nothing to protect me. So I teach you how to do that, how to protect yourself here. Then we talk about portfolio management. A lot of times we'll try to buy, like we'll use all of our money on a purchase and then wonder what happens if something goes wrong, because now all of a sudden our whole portfolio is messed up. So part of that is just managing your portfolio well on the front end. So in this section, all of these are super important to protect yourself in trading. So I really want you guys to focus on each one of these and then practice it. Take some more trades. Like all this you should be practicing in your simulated account. Take some more trades. Practice these risk management things I'm telling you about. Okay. So that's risk management. And then Samantha says, can we come back and watch? Yes, I have students that watch and rewatch these videos all the time. And as you continue trading, you're going to realize that you need to know something that you didn't really understand when you were watching it the first time. So for example, this risk management, you may look at it the first time and say, oh, okay, that's cool. But then you start trading and you're like, wait, what did she say again? Because I keep making this mistake. So yes, you have lifetime access to the course and the curriculum, and you can just rewatch them whenever you want. So that's risk management. And then, and guys, if you ever are wondering, like, how do I access these? In your course, down here it's going to say My Courses. Y'all can still see my screen, right? Hope so. But there's going to be like a little thing on the side that says My Courses. You can click that button and it'll show you all the rest of the courses. So like go through, finish this, and then when you're done, you can click and you'll get access to the next course. And they should be numbered like this, where it says 2. Risk Management for Traders. In the Trade and Travel program, there's 4 classes altogether. So go ahead and like go by number to increase to the next one. And if you're in the VIP program, I still want you to start here with Trade and Travel. Once you finish this, because it takes us we focus on this for about 60 days. So about 8 weeks, we focus on this, 2 weeks per class. Stay with me on Trade and Travel first, and then you can jump into the VIP classes. But I think understanding the basics of my strategy is important first. So now let's go to the next class. So after you figured out risk management, now you need to know, okay, well, how do I price the trade correctly? One of the big things that I wasn't doing right when I didn't have education was I would just be excited about a company. So I would just get in at whatever price they said. Like, oh man, I really want to get into Salesforce. And so whatever price it is right now, I'm buying some. But actually, there's a better way to trade. You can get it when it's on sale, and you need to know when the stock is too expensive. The way that you do that is by reading charts. So in reading charts, the first thing I'm going to do is teach you how to read the candlesticks, because the type of chart we use is a candle chart. And so I need to help you understand what the candles mean and also what they're saying. Because just by looking at the candles, you can actually tell the story of a stock. You can tell when the banks were selling it. You can tell when the banks were buying it. So all of that, you can actually say quite a bit by telling the story of the candles. So I teach you that here. Then we go into my method. So this is where I actually reveal my 7 steps. And we use all the curriculum that you've learned up till now, you're going to be using in the 7 steps. So I reveal it here, and then we go into trading in the charts. So now that you know the 7 steps, let's put it to the test and actually start using it in charts and actively trading. So you'll see me actually trading in these 4 classes here. So you're going to determine, where do I get into a stock, where do I exit a stock, and how do I protect myself? How do I determine what price to put in my stop loss? So all of that you'll learn in this section here. And then the last part is putting all the pieces together. I just show you like a typical day in my life of trading. So like you'll see, what do I do in the morning when I'm first setting up? What do I do at lunchtime when I'm checking it? What do I do at the end of the market when I'm watching the stocks? So it's just kind of fun to be able to actually see me trade so that you can start seeing how you would trade. And some of you guys, I know you're busy, like Raquel, I know you're going to be at work as a nurse, so you may not have time to always look at the market. That's fine. But what I do want you to do is I'm going to teach you how to make zones in the charts. I want you to set those zones up at night or when you're not at work. And then that way, when the stock market is running, you can just kind of peek at your phone every now and again and just see, oh, has the stock met where I charted on my chart? And when it does, you can take the trade. And I also teach you in the class how to automate some of those trades. So you can just have it sitting in the computer for good, and it's called good till canceled order, for as long as you want. And whenever the stock gets to that price, you'll get in. But if it doesn't, you're fine. And you can actually automate that in TradeStation too. So that's the technical analysis part. Any questions so far? And then I'll show you the mastermind part. The last part, I don't see any questions. Anybody have questions? Okay, Kelly raised his hand. Go ahead, Kelly.
Yes, I just had one question. I went briefly through one of the videos. I couldn't recall if you said like which platform is preferable, or which app is preferable, the website or the actual app.
Oh, great question. So what he's saying, guys, is TradeStation has a phone app and a desktop platform. I actually love the phone app. It's really easy to use. It's easy to get in and out of a trade. You can also put in your lines on the chart in the app and then just take it with you wherever you go. Excuse me. So I personally love the app. The desktop does offer some more functionality. So I have lots of students. TradeStation has like their own university and lots of classes you can look at on how to use the platform. So I have some students that are like really digging into that and figuring out all the fun stuff it can do. So the platform can do some more robust things, but for what we usually use it for, the app is good. All the way up until options for the VIP course, you can probably do everything on the app. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Cool, you're welcome. And now this one is the last class. It's the Mastermind Trading Strategies. So we do a little bit of an overview because now this is the 4th class, right? So now you've been trading for a while. Because like I said, at each one of these classes, I want you to take your time, learn a little bit, practice, and do some trades. Learn a little bit, practice. So now by this time, you've probably been 6 weeks into the course. You're starting to get more familiar. So what we're talking about here is, now that I've taught you how to, when I'm looking at charts, we're finding where the bank's buying and where the bank's selling. And what I mean by that is banks are putting in million share orders of stocks, and they have to enter a price into that order. So let's say they're sitting at the computer, Jim Bob comes, I don't know why I decide that's the name, but he comes up and he says, you know what, we want to buy 1 million shares of Amazon at $1,800. So they type it up into the computer and that order just sits in the computer. So until Amazon hits that price, then like it's kind of doing its own thing. But as soon as it hits 1,800, then that order is going to be triggered and all of a sudden the price is going to skyrocket. we can see all that in a chart. So we want to know, okay, where does the bank have that million share order? What's the price that they have it at? So we're looking for where the bank is buying and where the bank is selling. And I can explain more in the course. You'll learn more in the course. But in this part of the class, now that you've tried to figure out where the bank is buying, I give you some additional strategies to help refine it. So maybe you had put onto your chart, I think the bank is buying Amazon between $17.50 and $18.50. Well, that's a $100 difference. Let's refine that a little bit and see what exact price are we looking at. So this part of the program will help you to refine your charts and to see if you've actually charted your level and your zones correctly. So by the time you get here, then you're kind of like, oh, okay, this is a good zone because it has fresh levels, or this is not so good because it's been touched and tested before. Oh, in this zone, there's no more open orders. Like the bank had 1 million shares, or it wanted to buy 1 million shares here, but it already bought 800,000. So there's not really a lot left for it to buy. Like those kind of things you'll be tweaking and refining in this mastermind section. Does that make sense? Let me look at your faces so I can see. Okay, good. Okay, good. I see smiles. That's good. Wonderful. We're on the right track. Great. So this is where you're going in the trade and travel program. If you've bought the VIP program, then I'll just give you a quick snippet. You're also going to be going into shorting. And this one, it doesn't look as robust, but it's really huge. So shorting is when you make money as the stock market goes down. So we do a little overview of the whole IWT method, so my 7-step strategy, but now we look at it from a seller's perspective. Well, how do I make money if the stocks are going down? And a lot of the VIP, well, I won't even say a lot of the VIPs, but I know several VIPs and myself who really do well when the stock market is falling, because it falls so fast and you can make really good money in this way. And then we go into, I won't open each one of them up, but then we go into options trading and we do some more advanced charting, but that's like course 6 and 7. So by the time you're reaching that area, a lot more of the classes will actually be live and in person. So we do quite a bit on our small mastermind calls. So that's the curriculum, and that's kind of just, at least you can hear from me my thought behind each of the classes. So I'll stop sharing and I'll open it up for you guys to ask me questions. And welcome, I see a few more people have joined. So what questions do you guys have? And I see on here, Sam has asked another one. So Sam says, will you have a guest speaker for income tax information? Oh, great question, Sam. So Sam, yes, I have a good friend, Atia, she's the founder of the Savvy Accountant. She joined our last group coaching call last quarter, and she'll probably join our group coaching call again. She talks about all types of taxes for us as traders. So yes, and you'll have access to her as well. So what other questions do you guys have now that you've seen the curriculum? Go ahead, Raquel. I think you're on mute. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to know, your curriculum, it caters pretty much to the day trader, correct?
Day and swing traders. So for me, like if I'm busy, I'll do the same strategy, but I'll hold the stocks over a week of time. You don't have to sell stocks every day. You're actually, based on the chart, like you're going to buy when the banks are buying and sell when they're selling. But a lot of times it takes some time to reach that level. It doesn't reach that overnight or in one day. So most of the time you'll be swing trading.
And I know that I was looking at one of your other videos, and they were having a question about deposit requirements with the swing traders versus the day traders. to open the account and whatnot. And you were saying swing traders, you have to have a minimum of 2,000, but the day traders 25,000.
Yes.
What's why is it such a difference from one to the other that what they require?
The day trading, if you're marked as a day trader, it's actually you're marked that way by the IRS, and the government actually requires you to have a minimum of 25,000 if you're day trading.
No.
But the thing is, a day trade is you get into a position and you sell that same position within the same day. That doesn't mean that you're not like trading every day. It's just if you're selling that same position within a day. So
everything at the end of the stock day, everything is sold.
Yes. Or at least that same position. It doesn't have to be everything is sold, but if you buy, let's say you buy 5 shares of Facebook and then you sell those same 5 shares in the same day, that's considered a day trade.
Okay.
But let's say that I have like 5 positions that are in my account. I can buy a stock today, sell a stock tomorrow, buy a couple more stocks the next day, sell a stock tomorrow. I'm technically trading every day, but it's not considered a day trade unless I bought and sold the same stocks within that day.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So if you're trading every day, but you're not trading the same position, then you don't have to have 25,000 in your account. But if you trade the same positions more than 3 times within a week, and then they would consider it a day trader.
Okay, and they would let you know, okay, you need to put some more money in this account because now we're looking at you as a day trader.
Yes. Once you start reaching that level, I think you have one time to ask for forgiveness. But after you start day trading like often, more than 3 times a week, then they'll actually stop you from trading until you add more money into the account.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I've gotten several questions about that, so I think I must have said it in a way that was confusing. But it is true. Like for me, I'm technically qualified now as a day trader. So I do have to keep more than $25,000 in my account. And if my account ever goes below 25,000, it will just stop me from trading. So I have to put more money in. So it's the truth, but I don't want to scare people because most people won't be trading the way that I trade. If we have questions for you, where do we send them? Sam, the best thing is to email me. And I just recently, I'll actually write it in here. I just recently got an email that's hello@itradeandtravel.com. hello@itradeandtravel.com. I'm putting that into the chat box. Send them to there, and then every day those emails will get checked. Also in Teachable, there's a way to contact the administrator. That also comes to me. So if you have a question, you can also put it there and I'll respond. One thing I will let you guys know, I recently got some help, praise God. I recently got an assistant. Her name is Tiandra. She's my cousin. Family business. But you guys may receive an email from her asking for your phone numbers, because sometimes that's an easier way to communicate as well, but I don't have it in the system, so we'd have to ask you for it. All right, any other questions?
I have.
Go ahead.
I typed it in there. I just wanted to know, is there any benefit to using one broker like your TradeStation versus multiple? Like, what would be the benefit that people would use in TradeStation, what is it, TD?
America Trade.
Yeah.
No. So, okay, so let me tell you, I'll tell you my true real life situation, and then you can kind of decide what's best for you. So I use Bank of America to bank with, and Bank of America is attached to Merrill Lynch. So I've opened a brokerage account with Merrill Lynch, But the only, like the downsides of Merrill Lynch is their entries are delayed. So whenever I put in an order, it's not executed for like 30 more seconds. So usually I don't get the price I want. They only give you 2 times the amount of margin. So instead of letting you trade with 4 times your cash, you can only trade with 2 times your cash. Also, they're really restrictive on the types of options trades that I can do. The only thing they qualify me for is to do like a covered call, which is not very good. And then shorting, it took me a lot of time to get them to approve me to do shorting. So all the things that I need to do to be a successful trader, like they don't do. So you can have an account with another broker, but it doesn't, like it just may not benefit you. So I ended up having to switch all my money out of Merrill into TradeStation, just because it's easier to operate for a trader.
Okay,
So,
well, that's
yeah. So I have more than one account, but I just put all the money into TradeStation because it's a better platform.
okay. Good, thank you.
You're welcome. And you can open retirement accounts with TradeStation. So if someone's wondering, can I move my retirement over? You can. They do IRAs as well. Let me show you guys one more thing before we go, because it sounds like not too many people have questions. You're probably like, I'm just getting started. I don't really have questions yet, and that's totally fine. Just reach out to me through email. We're going to start our group coaching calls up again July 8th, Monday, July 8th. So for everybody in the trade and travel and the VIP program, join those calls. I'll do kind of like I'm doing today. I'll cover a little bit of curriculum, and then I'll allow people to ask questions. And then you guys have, so what I wanted to show you is actually 2 things, and y'all don't let me forget. So I'm going to show you where the recordings are for all 8 coaching calls last cohort. And then I also wanted to show you how to change TradeStation so that it's your personal account size instead of, right now the simulated account gives you like $1 million. You don't want to trade with that. That's a little unrealistic. So you can switch it to how much cash you'll really be trading with, and that'll give you a better practice ground. So let me show you that real quick, and then we'll jump off. So share my screen. Cool. Okay. Okay, so I'm just pulling up, you haven't lost me, I'm just pulling up what I wanted to show you guys. Okay, here we go. One of the things I wanted to show you all was when you first log into the Trade and Travel program, so you'll come in, there's something just like this, the new student orientation, so you kind of have seen this information, but I wanted to just show you on the left-hand side where it says included courses, this is what you're gonna press to reach all the other courses. I have somebody who has told me one time, they were like, I don't have access to the rest of the class, and they were a trade and travel student, but they just didn't know that you could click this link on the side to reach the rest of the course. And you're gonna follow the numbers, don't forget that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one right here, the group coaching call recordings, this is the one, it's not gonna look like this, it'll look a little different. But that's the one that is going to have all the group coaching calls from this very past cohort. And it actually goes in the order of the IWT strategy. So each call I covered one step in the strategy. So if you're wondering, like you want a little bit more information about the IWT, watch these group coaching call recordings. The first one, I will admit, the first one, I didn't know how to mute everybody. So the first one might be a little tough to hear, but the other ones, I figured out how to mute. So these are a really great resource. Okay, so I wanted to show you that. And then let me show you TradeStation real quick. And how to they're doing this deal, which is actually pretty cool. But for us, we had to decide, do you want this deal or do you want to get your course paid off? And so for our students, the course paid off is a better deal. But all right, so when you go online, this one you're going to do not inside the app, but online. So you're going to go to tradestation.com, and I did that kind of fast, but you're going to press the Client Center right here, Client Center. And then it's going to load you to log into TradeStation. So you're going to log in. And it'll bring you here. For those who haven't downloaded the platform onto your computer, you would go to the right here, bless you. You go to the right and press download. And here, I'll just press it so you guys can see what it'll do. But it'll bring up the two different types of desktop platforms. Go ahead and do this one. It's the most up-to-date. So there's one that says for education, but that one doesn't always work well. So we're going to do the most up-to-date one, which is this top one. So this is the one that you'll want to download onto your computer. And then also go onto your app store and download the app onto your cell phone. That's the one I like to use, but it's good to have both. Then also when you click into accounts, this is how you're going to change your simulated account to have the same amount of money as you do. When you click into accounts, I want you to come down to simulated account right here on the left-hand side. And then you're going to click equities and options, because that's the kind of account that we are trading in. And when you guys open your account, you're also going to see that on your application. It's going to say, what kind of account? Futures, Forex, equities, and options. You click equities and options, and then also on the application, you'll check margin. So some people ask me about that, so I just wanted to let you know. You'll press next. So then it'll have here equities and options. The action you want to do is you want to reset balance. And then you're going to come to amount and put custom amount. And then this is where I want you to put in your cash amount. So if you're starting with $10,000, you'll put in 10,000. Or if you're starting with $5,000, you'll put in 5,000. But whatever cash amount you're actually thinking that you'll start trading with, put that number in here, even if it's 20,000. Because that will allow you to trade with that amount in your simulator, and you'll start getting used to trading like it's your real account. Okay? So I wanted to show you how to do that as well. All right, guys, well, that's everything that I have to share. Are there any other questions before we head off? And I know you guys are new, so you're probably like, I just want to get started. Okay, good. Okay. Well, thank you guys for joining. Let me know if you need anything, and I will see you on July 8th. So try to learn all the curriculum. Go ahead, get with Corey, open up your TradeStation accounts, practice, send me your homework assignments, and then starting July 8th on once a week, we'll join the calls together and we'll just start trading. Cool. All right, thank you. You're welcome, Sam. See your message. Bye, guys. See you later.